Well, I went shopping the other day for cherries and a microphone. Bada bing, bada boom.
There was a plumber who decided he wanted to start an organization that was promoting the use of wood to make toilets. It became known as the Birch John Society.
Well, a thief broke into the local police station and stole all the toilets and urinals and didn't leave any clues. A police spokesman was quoted as saying, "We have absolutely nothing to go on."
A wise old crow perched himself firmly on a telephone wire. He wanted to make a long-distance call.
Mahatma Gandhi walked barefoot most of the time, which produced an impressive set of calluses on his feet. He also ate very little, which made him rather frail. And with his odd diet, he suffered from bad breath. This made him a super calloused, fragile mystic, hexed by halitosis.
A resourceful Floridian not only harbored 4 playful porpoises in the pool behind his home, but he discovered a way to keep them alive forever. All he had to do was feed them seagulls. So he ventured out to Biscayne Bay and trapped a quantity of gulls. When he tried to re-enter his house, however, he found his way blocked by a peace-loving, toothless old lion who had escaped from the zoo and was stretched clear across the doorway. As our intrepid hero jumped over the dormant beast, a posse of game wardens burst out from the surrounding shrubbery and took him into custody. The charge? Transporting gulls across a stayed lion for immortal porpoises.
A friend of mine was visiting me, and I just gotten 2 new dogs, and he asked me what their names were. I told him one was named Rolex and the other was named Timex. He said, "What kind of names are those for dogs?" I said, "Hello, they're watchdogs."
So a man goes to his dentist and he's having problems with his upper plate. The dentist takes a look at it and he says, "Well, this is all disintegrating. What have you been eating?" The guy says, "Well, I can't think of anything different." "Well, come to think of it, my wife and I went out for breakfast a few weeks ago and I ordered Eggs Benedict and I really enjoyed it. So we've been having that, and my wife has also been using that sauce on other meals as well." And the dentist says, "Well, that's the problem. The hollandaise sauce contains lemon juice, which has citric acid in it, which is highly corrosive. So I'm going to make you a new plate, but this time I'm going to make it out of chrome." And the guy says, "Why that?" "Well, there's no plate like chrome for the hollandaise."
The famous Olympic skier Peekaboo Street is not just an athlete, she's also a nurse. She currently works at the intensive care unit at a local large metropolitan hospital. But she's not permitted to answer the telephone, however, because it just caused too much confusion when she answered it and said, "Peekaboo, I see you."
So a guy is unemployed for a while, but he finally gets a new job. They hired him as a school bus driver. So he shows up for his first day of work and finds that the route that they assigned him to was Sesame Street. So he goes to the first bus stop and this really chunky little girl gets on. She says, "Hi, my name is Patty." He goes to the next stop and another chunky little girl gets on. She says, "Hi, my name is Patty." He goes to the next stop and the kid gets on and says, "Hi, my name is Ross and I'm special." He goes to the next stop and the kid gets on. He says, "Hi, my name is Lester Reese." And as he's going to the next stop, he sees in his mirror that this kid Lester has taken his shoe off and he's picking at something in the side of his foot. And he's so engrossed in watching this that he doesn't see that traffic is stopped in front of him and he rear ends a car. So the police come and the officer comes on and says, "Okay, driver, tell me what happened." The driver says, "Officer, you're not going to believe this, but I've got 2 obese Patty, Special Ross, Lester Reese picking bunions on the Sesame Street run."
Oh boy. A policeman was pulled up next to my wife, who was driving wildly down the road while she was knitting at the same time. And rolling down his window, he yelled at her, "Pull over!" But my wife shouted back, No, it's the scarf."
So 2 clams are out on the beach. Their names were Sam and Joe. And one of the beachcomber machines comes over and crushes them and kills them instantly. So they both show up at Heaven's Gate, and St. Peter's looking through his log, and he says, well, Joe, I see you've made it into heaven. But Sam, I'm afraid I'm going to have to send you down. So the two part company. And Joe's worried about his friend, and he asks if there's a way that he can possibly see him. And he's told, yes, there's a shuttle that goes down every Friday. Take your harp with you with identification, and make sure you get back on the shuttle by 5 o'clock, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck down there forever. So he goes down and he inquires where his friend Sam is, and he says, well, go to the end of this alley. And he goes down, and there's this giant disco, and Sam is the proprietor. So he goes in, and they start reminiscing about old times, and all of a sudden Joe realizes it's almost time for the shuttle to leave. So quickly he dashes out, he gets on the shuttle, and it's just about ready to leave. And all of a sudden Joe says, wait a minute, we can't leave yet. And the driver says, why not? He says, I left my harp in Sam Clam's disco.